What up, what up, what up? What up, what up? What's going on, everybody? I want to welcome everybody to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is R2 Cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I just want to do a sound check right now. If you can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat to let me know you can hear me loud and clear and that there is no echo or nothing like that. If you can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat. How is everybody doing today? How is everybody doing today? I just want to hop on here real quick and try to get an understanding of what's going on. Salute, Keji. What's going on with the Jarron Boots outrage and him being elevated to IBF champion? I don't see the problem. I'm not understanding the problem. So, yesterday, I think the news dropped yesterday, right? That Terrence Crawford will be stripped and Jarron Boots Ennis will be elevated to IBF champion. What's the problem? What's the problem? So when I heard this, the first thing I thought, I didn't think, oh, they doing Terrence Crawford so bad. Oh, that's not fair. Oh, they just hate on Terrence. I didn't think that. The first thing I thought when they said that they're stripping Terrence of the IBF belt is that he's obviously not fighting at 147 anymore. That was the first thing that I thought. That was my thinking. He's obviously not fighting at 147 anymore. That's it. That's all. I don't understand what the outrage is about. So then I start roaming around the YouTube streets to hear other people's opinions and perspective about it. First of all, Mike Coppinger put the news out with the tweet saying that Terrence Crawford was stripped of the IBF belt and it was given to Jarron Boots Ennis, but Earl Spence was allowed to have the belt for 5.5 years and all of this stuff. And see, that was the problem right there, that tweet from Mike Coppinger, because he could have framed that a whole different way. He framed it to cause a problem, just to give my 2 cents. Did Earl Spence have the IBF belt for 5.5 years? Apparently he did. But was Earl Spence not unifying the belts? Was Earl Spence not trying to be undisputed? So from my understanding, unifications and undisputed fights trump mandatories. They trump mandatories. And I believe Earl Spence did fight mandatories for the IBF belt. I will have to do some research to be for sure, but I think he did. So now people's in an uproar because Jarron Boots Ennis is champion now. And I'm not sure what the issue is with Boots. I don't think he's done enough yet to have the hate, to be honest with you. So I go to Bernie the Boxer's page. He's live. He going live. When he go live, I hop on there for a couple minutes to see what he talking about. He goes on to say we threw that belt in the trash. We threw the belt in the trash. I know how Bernie the Boxer talk. We didn't want the belt. We threw the belt in the trash. Jarron Boots didn't earn it. He didn't earn the belt. He shouldn't even take the belt. He ain't fought all of this slander that they was doing on Boots. And I'm like, why are y'all doing this? I don't understand. Terrence Crawford is obviously not going to fight at 47 anymore. Why does he need to keep the belt? He doesn't need it. He's already said, he's not fighting Boots. His team has said he's not fighting Boots. It's high risk, low reward. Which I don't know why reward is attached to your mandatory. You're not fighting your mandatory for a reward. You're fighting your mandatory because they've earned a shot at the title. Am I wrong or am I right? Let me know, chat. Am I wrong or am I right? Are you not fighting your mandatory for a shot at the title? Am I tripping? You're not fighting your mandatory for money, for this, for that. That's not what the mandatory fight is about. The mandatory fight is that this person has earned a shot at the title, and now it's your turn to fight him. So I don't know where this high risk, low reward stuff was coming from. So then you got Terrence Crawford and his team running around saying he wants to fight Canelo. Wait, first let me get this. Let me clarify this. Me personally, my 2 cents, I don't think that Terrence Crawford needs to fight Boots. I don't think he needs to fight Boots to prove anything. Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford were the end of an era. Luckily, we were able to get the 2 best in the division, finally meet up and fight. This person unified, this person got a belt, boom, here's the fight, let's see who the best is, let's do it, boom. And then we're going to move on. It's time for Jarron Boots Ennis to make his run through the divisions on his own. Let him go fight for belts, take belts off champions. Let him go do that. He didn't need to fight Terrence Crawford for all the belts. Now, don't get me wrong. It would have been great if Terrence and Boots fought, right? The upcoming best to the current best. That would have been a great fight. It would have been great for boxing. But I don't necessarily think he needs to do that. So with that being said, what is the problem with Boots being elevated to champion? People saying, oh, Boots didn't earn it. Okay, if you're listening to the replay of this live, or if you're in the chat right now, please let me know and drop it below what Boots could have done to quote unquote earn it. The man been sitting back, waiting on his turn. Bozy already said either they're going to fight him or they're going to have to give up the belt. Bozy said this at the beginning of the year. I think Boots could have pressed his mandatory. He could have pressed it and made it happen. But he sat back and let Crawford and Spence go ahead and do the fight. Because it was good for boxing. It was the quote unquote biggest fight in the last 40 years. So he sat back and he waited his turn. What is the problem? What is Bernie the Boxer mad about? What is Terrence team mad about? What are Terrence fans mad about? Why is there a need to slander Boots and he an email champion, he an email, as if He emailed the belt to himself. These are the IBF rules. They're following the rules. He was next up. Terrence not gonna fight him. He said it. He's not fighting him. So there is no need for you to keep the belt. This is my 2 cents. Plus, Terrence got the fight with EJ at 54. And if you've been listening to Terrence since the Spence fight, he ain't mentioned fighting at 47. The only time Terrence mentioned fighting at 47 was to try to get out of the rematch with Earl Spence. And that's no hate. That's the truth. Y'all can go watch my old videos. Y'all can go watch his old videos and interviews. He said it himself. So please let me know and drop it below what the outrage is about. Why is there a need to slander and talk bad about Jarron Boots Ennis? He has 30 fights and hasn't had an opportunity at a title shot. See, it's not that Boots Ennis is out here, or at least from what I've seen, ducking and dodging, plotting and planning, scheming and skipping this fighter and not fight. He's not doing that. He's fighting who's ever available. He's fighting whoever willing to fight him. The man can't even get a fight. They don't want to fight him at all. He's supposed to fight Stanionis. Stanionis dropped out the fight. I think he was supposed to fight Keith Thurman twice. Keith Thurman dropped out the fight. Because he's, just like Terrence said, high risk, low reward. Now he has a belt. Now he will be able to make fights. Would it have been great if he fought for the belt? Absolutely. It would have been great if he had a title shot. It was a big fight. Everybody watched it. He was able to showcase his skill and become a champion. Would have been great. Would have been ideal. But unfortunately, it didn't happen like that. Why didn't it happen like that? Because Terrence Crawford does not want to fight him. Do I think Terrence Crawford is ducking and Jarron Boots can beat him? And no, I don't think Terrence Crawford is ducking per se. I don't think Terrence Crawford is ducking per se. But like I said, he don't need to fight him. Just like Sean Porter said, man, I ain't fighting Jarron. I'm not fighting him. He young, he hungry. Man, I'm too old for that. I'm not doing that. I'm going to fight the current people left in my generation, and then I'm going to retire. Sean Porter fought all the best of his time. He don't need to fight Boots. Keith Thurman don't really need to fight Boots either. But if he going to still want to run around and say he want to fight, then yeah, he need to fight Boots. You still want to be in the fight game, you still want the best fights, you still want the big money, then yeah, you need to fight Boots, Thurman. Because what else are you doing? My bad, I'm back. I had to pause real quick. What was I saying? Anyway, so I'm just unclear what the outrage is about. What's up, Chad? Let me drop this link because I'm just unclear on what the outrage is about. I'm not getting it. And they tried to do the same thing to Devin Haney. As if these fighters are making up the rules. They're not making up the rules. They just stripped Jermell Charlo and gave the belt to Tim Tszyu. Where was the outrage? Where was the outrage? Nobody had a problem with Charlo being stripped and they gave the belt to Tim Tszyu. Why did they strip Charlo? Well, to give my 2 cents, I think they stripped Charlo because he probably wasn't going to fight Tim Tszyu. Not that he was ducking or scared, but he had a better opportunity to make some more money by fighting Canelo. And then he's unsure if he's going back to 54. He said he will go back to 54 to fight Terrence Crawford. But guess what? Can y'all believe this? Terrence Crawford don't want to fight him. Terrence Crawford don't want to fight him. So they took the belt and gave it to Tim Tszyu. And Tim Tszyu feels the same way Jarron Ennis feels. Listen, I still want to fight Charlo. Jarron still want to fight Terrence Crawford. Because I don't just want to be handed no belt and people doing me how they doing me right now. They haven't even gave the man the opportunity to take a fight, defend the belt, or do nothing. They just slandering his name and it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And a lot of people want to say, oh, all the Spence fans just hopping on Boots. No, I'm not just hopping on Boots. I like Boots. He's a good fighter. He's had 30 fights and he hasn't even lost a single round. He hasn't lost a single round. I don't know any fighter that hasn't lost a single round. If y'all know a fighter that hasn't lost a single round, please put their name in the chat. If you listening to the replay, put the name in the chat of a fighter that hasn't lost a single round. I don't even think he lost any rounds against the Karen dude. And y'all seen that he didn't even look too hot in that fight. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. If Jarron Boots Ennis continues without a belt, is anybody going to fight him? Is anybody going to fight him? It doesn't look that way. It does not look like anybody is going to fight Jarron Boots Ennis if he doesn't have a belt. You heard Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford don't even want to fight him, man. He got all the belts. So I don't know what could Boots have to offer to be able to fight you. It's contradictory. Because you were upset, Terrence Crawford, that nobody wanted to give you a shot, right? Nobody wanted to fight you. They said you didn't have this. They said you didn't have that. But then you're going to turn around and do the same thing to Boots, an up-and-coming fighter. And once again, I don't have no problem with that if that's your decision. But the uproar and the slander has to stop. That's what I'm not understanding. Can somebody explain that to me? What has Jarron Boots Ennis done to deserve the slander? What is everybody upset about? Why does everybody feel like, oh, this is the IBF and Al Heyman conspiring against Terrence Crawford? The man not fighting at 47 no more. He's been saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it. So there's no reason for him to keep the belts. They're not about to let you hold up the division. This is Spence's and Crawford's fault. I don't want to use the word fault, but they've been holding up the division with the belts for years. Spence's had the belts for years. Crawford's had that one belt for years. What's up, Guru? KG, Minister of Violations. What's going on, y'all? Minister of Violations say Ocampo was a mandatory for EJ. Okay, he fought Ocampo. I mean, now we're going to talk about who fought mandatories. Now we want to compare what Spence got to do to what Crawford got to do and all of this stuff. Spence was on a whole nother trajectory than what Crawford was doing. And if I'm not mistaken, Crawford prided himself on fighting his mandatories. Now all of a sudden he's not fighting his mandatories. You feel what I'm saying? So what y'all think, chat? What y'all think the outrage is about? Let me know and drop it below. I don't even see no problem with this at all. Okay, so Crawford was stripped. Boots got the belt. Boots will be able to get some fights now. Crawford can move up to 54 and do whatever. And now they saying, oh, that's messed up. I heard somebody say, that's messed up. They took the belts from Crawford. Now when they announce him, he's not going to be undisputed. Like, what are you talking about? We're talking about him keeping the belts so he can be announced in his next fight as undisputed. He still was undisputed whether he got the belt or not. Technically, he's not still undisputed at 147, but he was undisputed at 147. So he still got the accolade and the accomplishment. He doesn't need to keep the belt in order to do that. Somebody let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm tripping. What y'all thinking? Let's see what's run through the comments, see what y'all talking about. Salute. Congratulations to Boots. Much deserved. He's definitely deserved it. He deserved a shot at the belt. He couldn't get a shot at the belt. I mean, because Boots could have fought for a vacant belt, but it would have been the same thing. Oh, he just fought for a vacant belt. None of his belts, he would fought for a vacant belt. It doesn't matter what Boots would have did. He would have got the criticism. So what's the problem? I did not see not one video about anybody being outraged about Charlo being stripped. Matter of fact, it made sense to strip him. You ain't been fighting Tim Tszyu. Took what, for 2 years? I think Tim Tszyu been trying to fight you. 1.5 years. You had an injury. You had this, that. But listen, I don't got time to play with you. See, Charlo wasn't unifying the belt. He was already undisputed. So it seems to me when you're already undisputed and you say the IBF and you tell the IBF you're not finna fight a mandatory, they taking that belt from you because they ain't got time to play with you. So we can sit here and act like this is only special to Terrence Crawford when they just did Charlo the same way. Let's stop trying to make it seem like everybody's hating on Bud. I don't understand why y'all want that to be the narrative so bad. Nobody's hating on Bud. Were they hating on Charlo? The Keji say Boots been waiting on his title shot for like a year now. Bud has made no effort to pursue a fight with Boots, and he obviously tied up with the EJ rematch too. Not only that, Keji, he's clearly said he not fighting him. His team has said he not fighting him. He said he want to fight at 168. He'll be willing to fight at 160. He'll go fight Charlo at 154. He's mentioned every weight class but 147. And don't be surprised if they strip him of the other two belts or if he drops them, because somebody let me know and drop below why he needs them. Why does Terrence Crawford need the belts at 147 if he's not going to fight there anymore? And I feel the same way about Devin Haney. Why does Devin Haney need the belts at 135 if he's not going to fight there anymore? He says he's going to fight there. He'll go back down and fight Tank Davis. But then in the interview, he said if he fight Tank Davis, the fight got to be at 140. After that interview, the sanctioning body should have stripped him. They should have took them belts from Devin Haney because you BSing and holding up a division. Let other people be champion. Just stop this. The catcher said exactly, but has no intent of ever fighting Boots. And then, so I'm glad you said that, Kedgy. When I got on Bernie the Boxer Live, he was on there like, we would have fought him. We would have fought. No, y'all, no. So now y'all would have fought him? After y'all been saying he high risk, low reward? After y'all said you wasn't fighting him? Who has he fought? What has he done? That was the rhetoric. Now that the belt is gone, you would have fought him. Now that he has the belt, he ain't done nothing to deserve it. He was trying to deserve it. Y'all would not give him a chance to deserve it. Thurman ducked him multiple times. Stanionis just pulled out the fight. I mean, who? How could he have deserved it? If somebody could tell me how he could have deserved it, let me hear your perspective about that. Because I don't know what else he could have did. Mr. Boxing say Ocampo was a mandatory for EJ. Bud is contracted to fight EJ in February 2024 at 154, so all thus 147 belts will get vacated anyway. So if once he do the rematch at 154, he losing the belts, what is the problem? Every time something is not favorable or you don't agree with something Bud's doing, it's hate, we hate, and he's so great, nobody wanted it. Stop all of that. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. Hold on, let me fix my title real quick. Alright. So what y'all think, chat? Because I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Let's see what y'all talking about. Let's see. If EJ beats Bud in the rematch, they'll probably have a third fight at 154, or Bud will just retire. Yeah, I think that. Now this is the thing. I have to see Spence in the rematch before we say anything, because we don't know if Spence is compromised. We don't know if Spence is okay. We don't know if something was going on with him. We don't know if he got neurological brain damage. We don't know what's going on with Spence. We have to see him fight again in order to make a decision. If Spence looks good in the second fight and he wins, I could see a trilogy. If there's no trilogy, I could see Spence continuing on to 154 and having a couple of more fights. Crawford, on the other hand, I don't know what Crawford is going to do. I can't see Crawford's future. He was running around talking about this Canelo fight, which to me didn't make any sense. I doubt they make that fight. So I could just see them having a trilogy and then both of them retiring with some nice money. I don't know. What y'all think? What y'all think about that? So, I just want to understand what the outrage is about. And I just want to understand why they putting all this slander on Booth's name as if he did to, because the IBF is following their rules. The catches say Boots versus Cody Crowley in his first defense would be best. Crowley rated number 1 with the WBC, number 3 with the IBF, and number 2 with the WBO, and number 6 with the WBA. Did they have him scheduled for a fight with Crowley or whatever? I mean, I guess that would be a good fight. Now people can fight him. Now he can get fights. Because right now, it really just seemed like y'all want to hate on Jarron Ennis for no apparent reason. Y'all mad at Jarron Ennis because they took the belt from Terrence. That's why y'all mad at Ennis, because they took the belt from Terrence and gave it to Ennis. So now y'all want to talk down and slander, say he ain't deserve it, say he did this, say he did that. Hey, listen, if you in the chat, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. If you already subscribed, make sure you punch that like button so we can get more people joining in on the conversation. But what y'all think? Let me see where I was at. Boots. Guru. All right. Yeah, I'm passing out wrenches, y'all. I'm trying to get it together. So when we grow, everybody can have their firepower, get them folks up out of here. But I mean, I know maybe a lot of people in the chat agree with me, but I want somebody that has a different perspective. Let me know what they think. They acting like Boots because he a PBC Al Heyman fighter. Boots not even a PBC Al Heyman fighter. Boots is with Showtime. And you're right. Every time a PBC fighter do something, they want to be all in the uproar about it. Nobody said one word about Charlo being stripped. And we can act like, oh, he went up there and he didn't fight good against Canelo. So that don't mean he deserved to be stripped because he didn't fight good against Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said he needed to be stripped because he didn't fight good against Canelo. Nobody had a problem. Nobody had an issue. Fight how many years at 147 before he fought EJ? Go up to 154 with no years and no fights. I don't know, Minister of Boxing, what you're trying to say right there. And T-Bug confident he can beat Charlo. Why? Where was the confidence for EJ, huh? Suspect. Yeah. He confident he could beat Charlo, but not Charlo off his hit list. See, and that's another thing. I seen an interview with Leonard Ellerby, and he told Crawford, you should stop Xing out fighters that you saying you're not going to fight because the options that you think that are available to you might not be available to you. Teach, what's going on? I want the belt to be freed up. Bud did not duck because he has the rematch. To me, Boots was emailed. Obviously not diminishing his skills. They should have let him fight for the vacant. Okay, Teach. They should have let him fight for a vacant belt. He still would have got the same criticism. Oh, he didn't fight nobody. He fought for a vacant. And I'm not sure what makes you fight for a vacant or how you be elevated. Like, what is the determining factor in that? Why didn't he fight for a vacant belt? Why did the IBF just decide we're going to take this belt and we're going to give it to we're going to take this belt and we're going to give it to Boots? Why didn't he fight for a vacant belt? Hold on, y'all. Let me fix my mic for a second. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me fix my microphone right quick. All right, here we go. Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat, please. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Hello, hello. All right. I'm not sure what's going on with my microphone. Hello? Hold on, y'all. What's going on with my mic? Let's see. True, but they let Canelo babysit the belts at 168 and not fight his mandatories. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's politics. We gotta stop acting like it's not politics. It's politics. And also, you gotta keep in mind money. Money and politics. They let Canelo do whatever he want to do. Canelo, listen, I'm not a huge Canelo fan, but Canelo been BSing with them belts. He been BSing with them belts. He been moving people up weight classes and doing all that. But Canelo is Canelo, and Canelo gonna make money. So they gonna let him keep the belts. I don't know. Maybe he got connections. I don't know. Maybe Terrence got the wrong connections. I don't know. But they took the belt and gave it to Boots because, and just to give my 2 cents, I don't think Terrence Crawford is fighting at 147 anymore. Because if Terrence Crawford's not going to fight Boots, which I want to see Terrence Crawford fight the number 3 ranked person. Like, no, we don't want to see you fight nobody that's not ranked number 1 anymore, Terrence. We don't want to see that. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what's going on with my microphone, man. Hold on. So what y'all think, though? Let me know what y'all think. Hold on. All right, let's see. All right, now I think I'm connected right. What up, 2 Sis, Queen of Boxing? What up, Matt? What's going on? Let me see if I got you wrenched up, Matt. Let's see if I got you wrenched up. All right, there you go, Matt. Can y'all hear me? Give me a second. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Let's see. Guru, they make excuses and exceptions for certain fighters, franchise champions. Had clowns thinking they was undisputed. T.O. It causes more confusion, if anything. So, was T.O. undisputed? And if not, why wasn't he undisputed? Because Haney had the other belt? I mean, the belt situation is all confusing. The belt situation is all confusing. They make excuses and exceptions. They do make exceptions, but in this time, in this situation, just this isolated incident, I don't think there was anything unfair or unscrupulous done to Terrence Crawford when he's been saying he's not fighting at 47 anymore, and he for sure wasn't fighting Boots Ennis. Salute 76 Mark. When negotiations, Teach says, when negotiations fell off with Spence and Bud, Spence should have fought one of his mandatories, and one of them could have been Boots. And let me tell you what I think about that, Teach. I think that that's what Terrence Crawford was trying to make happen with Earl Spence. I think Terrence Crawford wanted Earl Spence to have to fight one of his mandatories and then fight him because he knew Boots was the mandatory. I think that was a might have been a strategy he been trying to pull. Am I sure? No, but I'm just saying. But they did not force Spence to fight because unifications and undisputed fights trump mandatories. And Boots probably could have pushed for that fight, but they didn't want to ruin the undisputed fight. You get what I'm saying? So they let it be. Guru say, but I feel you 2 cents. If he's not going to defend his belts at 147, why let him keep the belts? Because you're not making any money with them. You just have them for what? Your leverage, your accolades. They're not going to get no sanctioning fees from you fighting with the belts at one. Well, I don't know how it works, but from my understanding, I don't think they're going to get no fees from you fighting, not defending the titles, fighting the different weight divisions. Does that make sense? But that's just my 2 cents. What y'all think? They just expect Boots to wait another year for a world title shot till Bud decides to vacate all the belts. That's what I was saying that they're not finna let happen. They're not finna let you run around with these belts for another year and a half. You're difficult to negotiate with. Like I said in my other live, Terrence Crawford put his foot in his mouth by coming out and publicly saying all the things that he would not do. And I think that's another way they made the decision to go ahead and strip him. Because they said in the article I read, IBF contacted him and he said he's not fighting as mandatory. So they took the belt. It's just as simple as that. There's nothing hard about it. There's no conspiracy here. The WBA will follow. They stripping Bud next. I wouldn't even care. He's still accomplished undisputed. That's what I'm saying, Gru. That's why I'm asking, what's the outrage about? He already been undisputed. He has no intentions on defending that. So he shouldn't even have to be stripped. Just drop the belts. And I don't know if he gonna say, oh well, if I would have dropped the belts, they would have said I dug Boots. Man, nobody's gonna say that. I mean, I guess people are gonna say that. They saying it now, but I mean, anybody with any type of sense is gonna be like, you just don't want to fight him, and you don't need to fight him, in my opinion. Patrick Bell, salute. Boots was already the regular champion. Exactly. They act like Boots just came into the division, and now the census is Boots is a hype job. He a hype job. When did he become a hype job? When he got the belt? When they stripped Terrence Crawford? When did he become a hype job? All right, everybody can hear me? My good? All right. Facts, 2 cents. Politics. It's all politics. We all know boxing is politics. We all know what goes on in boxing. So it's no reason to be in an outrage, because what does Terrence Crawford being stripped of the IBF belt, how does that hurt Terrence Crawford? Like, what is the negative effect that being stripped of the IBF belt has on Terrence Crawford? Teach says 168 needs to be freed up too. Ryder is the only man, though, he fought so far. Yeah. And if Canelo wants to fight for money, he does not need the belts. He's bigger than the belts. I think Canelo should drop the belts and continue to fight. He's a prize fighter. That's just like if Gervonta Tank Davis had all the belts at 135, but he just fighting whoever gonna make him the most money. No, I don't think that's fair. I like what Devin Haney did at 135. I like what Tank is doing at 135. Devin Haney was fighting for legacy. Tank Davis is a prize fighter. He fighting for money, and he let it be known. He's not out here saying he's the best and can't nobody beat him and this and that. He's not saying that. He's saying it's business. I'm fighting for money. Haney saying he wants the belts. He fighting for legacy. Two completely different things. But now Devin Haney needs to drop the belts. Canelo needs to drop the belts. And honestly, Canelo should have been stripped. Just to give my 2 cents. Matt says, Crawford said Spence got to fight him at 147, hoping Spence wouldn't take the fight. So the IBF said, give me that. Exactly, Matt. The only time Crawford mentioned 147 was when he was saying he don't want to fight in the same sentence. So why would they let him keep the belt? If Bud not fighting Boots at 147, there's no need to stay at 47. Exactly. Oh, somebody say my audio is crispy. Does that mean good or is messing up? Spence and Boots, my favorite fighters right now. Yeah, Spence, Boots, Tank. I've been following Tim Tszyu. I like Tim Tszyu. I want to see what he does. I'm Devin Haney. I'm watching Devin. I want to see how this plays out. And Devin is looking really big for 140. I don't see him going back to 135 at all, which is why he needs to be stripped or drop them belts. And they would have let Crawford move up and fight and come back down and let him keep the belts. That's what they doing for Haney. What is he, a champion in recess and all of that? So it's not necessarily like, oh, just because you go up, they going to strip you. That's not true. We don't even know if Charlo going back to 54. I think that's why he got stripped. Plus, he been dipping in. I don't want to say ducking and dodging Tim Tszyu. He just had other plans. I don't think he was ducking Tim Tszyu. Yuna may have been a mandatory defense too, as he was a WC at one time. A1 Hoops on. What's going on? Teach say, I hear you 2 cents. Matt Perez, yeah, I'm confused. Because 1 minute Crawford like to use the Mayweather logic saying the belt don't define him, but then get upset when Bud gets stripped. The outrage is not making any sense. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't get it. That's why I'm on here today. Please, somebody, let me know and drop it below your 2 cents if you feel like this was unfair. They hating on Bud. I don't know where is that's coming from. I don't understand why they feel like that about Bud, and I don't understand why they feel like that about Boots. Hit the like button, everybody. Please punch that like button. Please make sure you drop in comments in the chat because that is how this get pushed into the algorithm. Comments and likes. Comments and likes. And McQueen, what's going on? Somebody say off top. What that mean? Yeah, get the likes all the way up. All the way up. All right, thank you, 76 Mark. He say my sound is crispy. Crispy, crispy. I think PBC playing the long game. They know Spence is more like able, bigger star power, so they're trying to make Spence versus Canelo at 160 or 168. Now, Matt, I would love to see Spence get a Canelo fight. Do I think Spence could beat Canelo? I don't know. I have to see Spence in a rematch, man. If Spence really has some issues and things going on or whatever conspiracy theory we've been coming up with, that's cool. But I need to see him in the rematch to see if he's okay and if he's still able to perform at a top high level. And I don't know if Terrence Crawford was serious about fighting Canelo or if he just wanted to steal the fight away from Spence. Or if he just was running around talking. I'm not sure what the point of that was because it did more harm, in my opinion, than it did good for him to keep talking about how he would fight at 168. I don't think it helped him out at all. I think PBC let Crawford get the first fight to build his stock. Now it makes the rematch bigger. The rematch is going to be huge, in my opinion. I know people are like, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. But look, go check out my live clips. I got a playlist called Live Clips where I talk about the rematch, why people should want the rematch, why so many allegations and things surrounding the first fight that we have to see a rematch. We have to see a rematch at a better way. If the census is Spence was drained, something was going on, we got to see another fight. Once PBC get another network, whether it be with Netflix or Amazon, things will become a lot clearer. Of course. Of course. William Old School, what's up? What is going on, man? What you think about this Jarron Boots Ennis slander that's going on right now? Because the IBF, not Boots. Boots didn't walk up to Terrence Crawford, slap him, and take his belt. The IBF gave it to Boots because he's been waiting around, and Crawford said he's not fighting him. You know what I'm saying? Keji say he's super hyped for the rematch. I'm super hyped for the rematch. I can't wait to see the rematch. Hopefully it ain't no funny business. Hopefully we not on a Wilder Fury 2 situation. I just dropped the link if anybody want to come up here and get a 2 cents right fast. What's up, Sports Heaven? Salute, salute. Hey, listen, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you punch that like button. Make sure you punch that subscribe button. I just dropped the link if anybody want to come up here and get a 2 cents. I got about another 15 minutes on here. Just want to come on here for about an hour and chit chat. Williams say it's all BS. 147 has been held up way too long. It's time for the youngsters to shine. And that's all I'm saying. Spence and Crawford was the end of an era. They should have had the fight. Whoever won either should have fought Boots to defend the title, or they should have just dropped the belts and moved up to 54, did the rematch. It's no need for all of this. It's no need for all of this. Oh, I want to fight Canelo. Oh, I want to go 168. All of that is just deflection and a distraction. You get what I'm saying? That's all it is. And they want to say Boots don't deserve it. Okay, so he's undeserving of the title. What was it? And listen, if you listen to the replay of this, let me know. Drop below in the comments. What is it that Jarron Boots can do to be deserving of a title? If he fought for the vacant belt, guess what y'all would be saying? He ain't fight nobody. He didn't fight for the vacant belt. He ain't fight nobody. So it's like Boots was going. The only way Boots could have won was to fight Crawford, and Crawford don't want to fight him. So now you know how this gonna go. For the rest of the time, everybody gonna be trying to clown Boots and say he ain't a real just like they did Devin Haney. He ain't a real champion. He an email champion. Even after Devin Haney defended the belts, got more belts, beat Lomachenko, they still, oh, he an email champion just like Devin Haney. He an email champion. Why y'all still talking about that? Once I defend this belt, it should go out the window. There should be no more talking about me being an email champion because I've defended the belt. Am I wrong? What y'all think? Let me know what y'all think. Drop y'all 2 cents below about that. Bud fans don't understand he doesn't have star power. They think he does. Matt, they say, is Spence rebound against Crawford? I think down the line we get Spence versus Canelo. Huge mega fight. That is a mega fight. I hope Spence come in looking immaculate like he did in the Ugas fight. I hope Spence comes in looking immaculate. And Bud don't have no star. Bud don't have no star power. And I guarantee you, if IBF thought that they was gonna make some money with that belt, with Bud with that belt, they would have let him keep it, just like they let Canelo keep his belts. But don't nobody want to say that. KG say EJ will be totally different beast at 154. You just watch how strong he'll be. And to be honest with you, KG, he's still draining himself to get to 154. Just like Mayweather said, he should be fighting at 160 or 168. See, I don't know if I posted this video, but I made a video saying that EJ has backup plans. EJ still has fights. EJ still has a fan base. Whether he win or loses to Crawford in the rematch, he's still gonna keep his fan base. People still gonna want to see him fight. He's losing to the quote unquote best fighter on the planet, #1 pound for pound. So now all of a sudden is he a nobody because he's losing to the best fighter on the planet? No, that's not how that works. Anyone who thinks Boots is undeserving, get in the ring with the man and prove it. That's all I'm saying, will you? That's all I'm saying. Y'all saying he's undeserving, but the person that could give him the shot to show he deserves it doesn't want to fight him. And then the same person that doesn't want to fight him team want to hop online and talk noise about Boots as if he ducked them or said Boots didn't say he wasn't going to fight y'all. Y'all said y'all wasn't going to fight him. Right or wrong? And McQueen say, nah, I don't want Ugas Spence. Give me Bondu Spence. If y'all don't think Spence coming in this fight with a vengeance, I don't know what to tell y'all. And then they tried to throw salt on Spence's name, circulating the old picture, talking about how he fat and out of shape and this and that, and the rematch he gonna like. It's just it's crazy. See, the things we talk about and discuss about the fight make it so that we need to see a rematch. We got to see a rematch. This was going on, that was going on. Yeah, we want to see the rematch. Yeah, agreed. At least 160. Yeah, 160 is cool. I sure hope EJ works with Blu-ray. From my understanding, EJ back with Blu-ray. I think Blu-ray came on and said he temporarily working with EJ. He's not sure for how long, whatever that means. But he said he was back working with Spence. Kaz Ramat says Boots deserve the belt. I mean, why didn't Boots deserve the belt? If your answer is because he ain't fight nobody, like that's not a good answer. Who is there for him to fight? He tried to fight Keith Thurman. He tried to fight Stanionis. Somebody said Crowley. Have they tried to make a fight with Crowley? I'm still cool. JC26, what's up? I'm still trying to figure out who's going to stop Bud from using undetectable PEDs. Man, nobody gonna stop him from doing that. It's gonna be something you're gonna have to overcome. Undetectable, microdosing, designer drug. I'm not doing it. Whatever the case may be, it's gonna be something you're gonna have to overcome. And I think Spence can overcome it. That's right. All things man down. Period. Win or lose is man down. See, I don't toss a fighter in the trash because they lose a fight. And this wasn't just any fight. It was the number 1 and the number 2 welterweight. Bud fans should be thrilled Boots got the IBF. Let Boots take care of business. Then Crawford can spin the block after the Spence rematch. So this is what I thought too. Terrence was running around saying he only want legacy fights, right? He want to be 3-time undisputed in 3 different weight classes. Okay, it's not a different weight class, but if Terrence fights Boots, is that not a legacy fight? Is that not a fight for 3 times undisputed? So maybe they took the belt and gave it to Boots so you can fight him. You say you only want legacy fights? It's a legacy fight now. Right or wrong? With chat, am I right or wrong? Is it not a legacy fight now? Thomas Hill, what's going on? H Money in the building. Here he go. Big 2 salute. What's good? Shakur. Boots the new champ. Let's go. H Money, I told you Crawford wasn't going to fight Boots. I told you Crawford wasn't fighting that man. They had to take the belt away from Crawford and give it to Boots because Crawford won't fight him. Listen, it's cool. It's cool. He don't have to fight him. I ain't saying he ducking or none of that. But what I'm not understanding is what the outrage is about in the YouTube streets. So H Money, now maybe Boots can get some fights because he has a belt. So maybe people will fight him now. Because the ducking was ridiculous. The ducking was ridiculous. I think I heard an interview with Boots at one point. He's saying, I'm literally paying people to fight me. Like, I'm not even being profitable. I'm losing money just to get fights. I'm losing money just to get fights. So now he can get fights. He has a belt. It's no more of that high risk, low reward talk. I got a belt. Come fight me. Don't slander me. I'm an email champion. So, okay, I'm an email champion. I embrace that. Come fight me. Okay, I'm an email champion. Come fight me then and take it. You feel what I'm saying? That's all we could do. Boots didn't take it. The IBF took the belt. So it's one thing for everybody to sit back and say, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. But the people that need to fight me so to show that I'm deserving won't fight me. So what is my next step? Boots will fight anyone at 147. He young and hungry to fight. And that's what I was saying, Keji. Boots didn't sit back and dip and dodge and plot and scheme to try to get the belt. He didn't do that. He tried to do everything he could to get the belt. He tried to do everything he could to get a championship fight. Spence and Crawford was holding up the division. And if we honest, it was really Terrence Crawford because it took too long to make the Spence fight. And Spence was holding up the division. He had to do car wrecks and injuries and this and that. So it's partly his fault too. All things say he can't wait to see Boots in the ring again. Man, we've been waiting. Boots been supposed to have 2-3 fights that people done dropped out of because they don't want to fight him. And I like Boots. I follow Boots. But I haven't really just dug into why these people don't want to fight Boots. Because we all know Boots is good. It can't be because they don't want to lose. People say, oh, they don't want to fight them because they don't want to lose. If I lose to Boots Ennis, what does that do to me? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't down my stock. It doesn't do nothing. It's like getting knocked out by Deontay Wilder. The man knocks out everybody. If you get knocked out by Deontay Wilder, I don't think that lowers your stock. He knocks out everybody he fights. Boots can still move up after he dominated welterweight, and Crawford can fight him at 154. Matt, by the time Boots goes up to 154, Crawford will probably be retired. Boots is probably going to try to clean out the division, be undisputed, because Boots' goal is to also be undisputed in multiple weight classes. But I will say this about Boots. I think Mayweather was talking to Boots to try to get him to sign with him or whatever. And I'm wondering, let me know what y'all think, chat. Do y'all think Boots is being frozen out because he don't got the right connections? I don't know. The man got 30 fights and what y'all think about his resume? If y'all had to rank Boots' resume on a scale of 1 to 10, what would y'all say? The Keji say Boots also one of the few boxers investing in his marketing. He got his own YouTube channel and uploads high quality vids on there. Yeah, Boots is doing the right things. He just can't get no fights. And maybe he not connected to the right people. Thomas Hill say 2 cents boxing. You got it, Queen. Haven't seen nor heard from you in a minute. Just enjoying the cook. Appreciate it, Thomas Hill. I was on I had hop back on Up channel the other day. I've been busy, life. But I'm trying to get a schedule together to where I could be on here and people will know when I be on here so we could get more people joined in on the conversation. Bud is not going to fight Boots. Bud knows that Bud knows what he is looking at in the ring, and he knows how dangerous Boots is. I mean, that's all good. That might be true. But I don't know why he don't want to fight him. Like, see, this is the thing. I've never heard Spence say who he not gonna fight, except for what's his face? Keith Thurman. That's the only person I ever heard Spence say he ain't fighting. And he has his reasons. He said he'll fight Boots for the right amount, But Terrence Crawford running around here saying who he not gonna fight. And he put his foot in his mouth. He shouldn't have been doing that. He should just hush. His team should just hush. Okay, so people say 6, 7.3. Okay. Factsalutely. Matt say, honestly, I only like Boots because everybody giving him hate. Just make me like him even more. Yeah, Boots hasn't done anything to deserve any hate, to be honest with y'all. The man been out here fighting. The man been out here trying to get fights. I'm going to drop the link if anybody want to come up here and get a 2 cents real quick. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. If you're listening to the replay of this live, please let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. If you ain't got nothing to say, just drop a comment below. I stopped by. Follow me on IG at 2 cents boxing. You can follow me on X or Twitter at 2 cents 20. Let me know what y'all think. But I've been on here about an hour. I just dropped the link. I'm gonna stay on here maybe another minute or two to see if anybody want to come up and get a 2 cents or drop some more comments if y'all got anything to say. But Jarron Boots Ennis has been elevated To the IBF champion, I don't understand what the outrage is about. Matt Perez says, hey, 2 cents, who's your top 5 boxers of all time? All time, I got to think about that. I don't know. Top 5. It's tough. It's tough. I got to think about that. I like different boxers for different things. But I can say Earl Spence, AB, of course, Floyd Mayweather, but I don't get Floyd Mayweather an asterisk. I don't want to put him in my list. He is one of my top fighters, but I just don't want him taking up space in my list because, I mean, he's one of the best to ever do it. But I'm going to think about that, Matt, and I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to think about that, and I will get back to you. Well, any more comments? Anybody else got anything to say before I hop off? Let's see. The great legacy of Boots have started. I can't wait to see Boots run through the division. I'm excited. And I do think Boots will be a pay-per-view star. He's a very entertaining fighter to watch. And I'm not sure if Boots is just not connected with the right people. Like, if Boots got with Mayweather, would he be a pay-per-view star? Why isn't Boots deciding to sign with Mayweather? Boots' record is similar to Haney, minus a top fighter like Loma on his recent resume, in my opinion. And didn't Haney just get the Loma fight? He just got the Loma fight. Cass say, I miss AB, another one willing to fight anyone. Cass, I'm going to have to go live again. But what you think about AB fighting Ryan Garcia? What you think about AB fighting Ryan Garcia? I got a video I'm about to put up about that. William Old School say, nice cook. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let me know what you think about the outrage about Jarron Boots Ennis being elevated to IBF champion. If you're watching this replay, be sure to help support the channel by punching that like and subscribe button. Follow me on IG at 2 Cents Boxing and follow me on X at 2Cents20. I'm Jay, and stay tuned for my next live. Peace out, y'all.